Hey guys, welcome to a new series. I might be starting soon, I don't know, depends on how well this video does. But today I'm bringing you some Nitro Zeus facts. So let's begin. Nitro Zeus's model is a reuse from Age of Extinction's KSI boss robots, with a heavily modified Shockwave head switch in. For whatever reason, Hasbro decided to be lazy, and instead of packaging an actual image of Nitro Zeus, which they had actual concept art say, so they could have just used that instead, no, they decided to go the lazy route and use a KSI boss drone CGI rendition instead of the actual rendition they could have used. Nitro Zeus is named after the codename for a shelved cyber attack plan against Iran, which was presumably shortened to just Nitro by Hasbro for trademark reasons. Nitro Zeus is the name of one of the two bull mastiff puppies Bay adopted during the production of The Last Night. Keeping up with the last fact, the dog Michael Bay adopted and named Nitro Zeus is actually pretty shy and reserved, a pretty big contrast from the movie counterpart. If you watch Nitro Zeus on IMAX or regular or 3D, Nitro Zeus has some alternate dialogue depending on what version you will watch. Some of the scenes get changed. For example, his last line, "You blew your chance to kill Unicron," was absent in an alternate cut, but he was voiced throughout the film by Stephen Barr rather than John We'll just call him Dim. A mixture of Dims and Barr's readings were used for the official digital release of the film. The digital, DVD, and Blu-ray releases credit both actors, while DeMichael, my god, that name's gonna really bother me, was the sole actor to provide the dialogues in the home video release. Like all the toys from the Last Night toy line, the Voyager class Nitro was assigned two different working names during development. He was named TRA-23 and the character specific Gamma Being Gray, which were used as placeholder names by many retailers. Strangely enough, the figure was listed under the name Bumblebee by both Amazon Spain and Toys R Us UK, causing people to assume a Voyager version of Bumblebee was in the works, before a direct connection was drawn between the Hasbro product code number from the aforementioned Amazon Spain listing and the one tampographed onto the like of a sample of the Nitro figure. Later, the Spanish version of the Hasbro website also listed Nitro as Voyager Bumblebee. Nitro Zeus' Voyager class toy has a unique gimmick among the Last Night toys. Apparently you can remove the head and swipe it with Cogman, giving Cogman his Headmaster stylus, at least in toy form, and making Cogman look even more badass. Originally, there was gonna be a scene in the movie where Cogman was gonna find Nitro Zeus' body, and by using his Headmaster skills, he was gonna swap bodies with him. However, though, this scene was cut for unknown reasons, presumably for pacing reasons, to keep the movie short. Nitro Zeus has a height of 28. Honestly, I was never good with like height and stuff measurements, so I have no idea what that means. Hopefully some of you can correct me, but that's his height. Nitro Zeus can transform into fighter jet. Duh! According to Nitro Zeus classified documentation, it says that he was angered by Shockwave's death. So, is he a fangirl, a relative, or maybe just an insane guy that likes Shockwave? We don't know. But he holds Shockwave in high regards. He's also pretty angry at the humans and all about for his death, but he still buddies with a couple of prison wardens in the movie. Nitro Zeus 1 Red Eye actually has a purpose, believe it or not. His red eye doubles as a scope for a shoulder-mounted high-powered machine gun turret. So his eye is basically like a sniper scope. So pretty impressive actually. Nitro Zeus carries a lot, and I mean a lot of weaponry. We have his weird crossbow thing on the left side. On the right side we have a high-powered machine gun. Around his shoulders we have two mini machine gun turrets. On the back where his jet propellers are, he has a couple of missiles attached to them. 6 in total. He might even have a variation of Shockwave's hand cannon, since if you look closely in the movie, he has some kind of wire attached in his left arm, similar to how Shockwave have a wire that attaches his left arm to his back, allowing him to power out his fusion cannon. So it's possible that Nitro Zeus has also a fusion cannon. Nitro Zeus apparently also has a blade like Shockwave. If you look closely when he transforms when he's next to Mohawk, to the left, it almost seems to be that he has a small blade sticking out of his left arm. Granted, this could be also part of his crossbow, but it looks a bit too different to be that. Much like the KSI boss drone, on his right arm, you can see he has attached two large blades, further cementing the fact that he's a remodel of the KSI boss drone. His crossbow looking thing, or gun, let's just call it a crossbow because it's cooler, seems to have more than one function. He can shoot regular guns like most Decepticon troops and human troops do, and he can also shoot missiles from time to time. So meaning that Nitro Zeus can switch aim between what variation of his weapon he wants to use. But again, these are just a few of his weapons, and he might as well could have a whole lot more that we don't know about. Nitro Zeus is a bit of a pimp. If you guys place close attention to Nitro Zeus' chest, you can see that he has a gold chain around his neck. This could be due to the fact that the Decepticons are looking more gangster in these movies. But people who wear gold chains usually have a big ego. And what have we seen for Nitro Zeus in the movie? That he has a big ego. Nitro Zeus loves dancing. Duh. In the packaging for his Voyager toy, Nitro Zeus is listed as an expert tracker, meaning that he's an expert at tracking down targets from across the globe. This is further reinforced by the movie. While he was in prison, he was still able to find out where one of his wardens lived, and that also he had a wife. The toy for Nitro Zeus is very different from his depiction in the movie. In the toy, the Decepticon insignia is located in the chest, while in the movie it's located on his right leg. His head sculpt is also totally different from the one depicted in the movie. Nitro Zeus' toy resembles an early concept art for Nitro Zeus, meaning that before Hasbro managed to see the final rendition of Nitro Zeus, they decided to make a toy out of the concept art. Henceforth, why the toy looks a whole lot more like the concept art than Nitro Zeus does in the movie. Despite being a Decepticon and trying to destroy Earth later in the film, Nitro Zeus apparently has bonded with many of his human captors. Since in the movie he says thank you to a guy named Tim, and he also thanks a guy named Brad for his hospitality, meaning that he has gotten to befriend quite a few humans, which makes him one of the rare cases in the movies where Decepticons are actually allies or friends, quote unquote, with humans. However, this friendship wasn't enough to convince him to spare Earth, since later in the film he will go on to try and destroy it, along with all his friends living in it. That's a nice friendship, Nitro Zeus. Maybe we could be friends? Nitro Zeus has many tattoos around his body. These are mostly visible when he lands in the junkyard. While it's really hard to read what they said, this is most likely random gibberish. Strangely enough, when he transforms into a jet, none of these tattoos or graffiti are present in his jet mode. At least none that we can see. So they just magically disappear. Could Nitro Zeus be a magician? You're a wizard, Nitro. Apparently, Nitro Zeus does not get along with other Transformers. In one of his alternate dialogues, he says he kicks more ass in prison. Now, I doubt he fights humans. I mean, I would just kill him if he will harm at least one human. So we can assume that he has fought many Decepticons and possibly Autobots alike in prison. You can see why Megatron chose this guy already. Believe it or not, and this is probably something a lot of you guys already know, but Nitro Zeus can fly without transforming, making him one of the very few Transformers in the movie series who can fly without transforming into a jet or an aerial vehicle. This includes Megatron, Starscream, Optimus Prime, and Nitro. Back to the fact of Nitro Zeus being a complete pimp, he's also super cocky, since not only did he inform his wardens, who had just released him, that he knew where his wife was located and where he lived, further telling us that Nitro Zeus is incredibly cocky. He will share his intel before he gets a chance to use it. If a Transformers 6 does end up happening, there's a high likely chance that we will see Nitro Zeus return, but not in the way we think. Like I mentioned before, Cogman was supposed to take over Nitro Zeus' body, and while this scene was cut, I'm thinking that probably that Michael Bay might as well want to honor his Nitro Zeus pet dog by including him in the film, again, this time by having Cogman be the head. Jeez, that would actually be kind of dark if you think about it. He's actually wearing a dead guy. Ugh. While only being present from one movie, Nitro Zeus has earned the admiration of fans. And that admiration has quickly placed him as one of the most fan-favorite Transformers from the Bayhem. Don't believe me? Not too long ago, Paramount held a contest for fans to vote on their favorite character from the movie. Nitro Zeus was listed as part of the Decepticons, and 70% of fans voted that Nitro Zeus was much better than Devastator. Against Lockdown, one of the most recent additions to the Transformers movie universe, and considered a pretty fan favorite character, he came up on top with a 52% vote against a 48% vote. Wow, Nitro Zeus is really amazing. However, he lost against Megatron, since Megatron won with a whopping 68% and Nitro Zeus only managed to scramble at 32%. However, his victories against Headmaster and Lockdown is not a small feat. Nitro Zeus has definitely earned fans' support and admiration. So good job, Nitro Zeus, one of the many good things to come out of the Bayverse. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Is there any facts that you didn't know about? And if there's anything I missed, make sure to comment down below and I might make a part 2. Anyways, bye guys. Also tell me who you want me to talk about next.